Hey guys, you girl Loz here and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications so you're notified every time I post a new video. Now, as you can see, I am in my DIY setting, and as you might also be able to see from the decorations behind me, today we are doing a Christmas themed DIY. Seeing as though the Christmas season is here and Christmas is right around the corner. So, let's see what we're going to be making today. Alright guys, so for today's Christmas themed DIY, we are going to be decorating these Christmas baubles. I had so much fun decorating these, so let's see what you're going to need to decorate them yourself. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to need for this decoration DIY is our pull-apart baubles. As you can see, I've got 3 of them. Now, I found these at my local cheap shop. You're meant to be able to put your own photo in the middle, but I thought it would be an awesome idea to decorate the inside by painting them. The next thing you're going to need for this DIY are a couple of paint brushes. So for today, I've got 3 different paint brushes. I've got 2 round-ended ones in 2 different sizes for different levels of detailing, and I've got a square one for just kind of all over in the background. The next thing you will need will be a glass of water. This is going to obviously be for cleaning your paintbrushes. The next thing you will need will be a paper plate for your paints. And the last thing we are going to need is our paints. Now, the first color we are going to need is gold. The next color we are going to need is green. The next color we are going to need is red. We are also going to need a little bit of brown paint. And last but not least, we are also going to need some white paint. And that is everything we're going to need. Alright, so I've just got everything set up to the side. I've got my water, my paints on the plate. I've also got a bit of paper towel as well for helping to clean my brushes. And I've got my paint brushes off to the side as well. So I'm going to grab one of the first of my baubles. Going to pull off the top just like that. Set that to the side, and I'm going to just pull the bauble in half. And I'm going to set one half off to the side. We will need that later. And to start with, I'm just going to grab the larger of my 2 round brushes. And I think I am going to start with some green. So for this one, it's just going to be kind of a mishmash of colours, just all sort of Christmas colours. So I am going to just paint streaks of colour all the way along. And I think I will grab some red next. I think next I will grab a little bit of the brown. Now, I decided to add in the brown just to kind of represent Christmas tree. Like the brown and green, kind of your typical Christmas tree kind of colors. Just like that. I think that's looking quite nice. So I'm just going to add in a little bit of gold to finish off this layer for this one. Now, as I said, we are probably going to have to do a few layers on this one. So this half I'm going to set to the side to kind of let it dry, and I will grab the other half and do the same. And I think that is looking really nice as well. So while that dries, we might add in just 1 or 2 more streaks of gold. There we go. So I'll set that aside as well to dry, and while that dries we will move along to the first layer of our next bauble. So just grabbing my next bauble again, just taking off the top and splitting it in half, setting one half to the side. In this design I am going to need my smaller round brush, because I think what I want to do is paint some holly leaves. Stroke like that, going in like that, and grabbing a little more paint, and then in. So just outlining the holly leaves like that. Going to do 3 of them for this one. Yeah, this is off center, but that's fine. And in the middle, I am just going to, after I clean my brush, grab some of the red paint and paint 3 little holly berries on there. You can't have the holly leaves without the 3 berries. And of course we will be going over that once it dries. Though actually before then I think I'm going to grab a little bit of the brown and kind of do a bit of a stem. And I think I will mix in a little bit of the green with the stem. There we go. There we go. So that's looking nice. So I will set that to the side, and we will clean my brush and move on to the other side. Alright, so grabbing the other half, we are going to do the exact same thing. And again, I'm going to set this off to the side to dry before we do another layer. And while that dries, I'm going to get started on our third and final bauble. So again, pulling off the top, setting that to the side, pulling it apart, setting one half to the side. And for this one, I am going to use our square paintbrush to start with, because I am going to need some big strokes. What I'm going to do, I'm going to grab some red, start in the middle and kind of do a swirl out like that, coming all the way to the edge. Doing a few of those around. So it kind of looks like that. Now I'm going to add white to this, but because I don't want the white to mix in with the red, so I want to create kind of a candy cane kind of little effect, I'm going to sit this off to the side and pick up the other half and do the same with the red. Just like that. So now we've just got to wait a little bit for those to dry, and then we will be right back to do some more layers. Alright guys, so it has been a little while, and I am going to grab the two halves that we started with, going to set one half to the side, and I'm going to do the second layer of paint on these ones now. So now that I've set the other one aside, I'm going to grab the other half and do the same. Alright, and I think that is the second coat of this one done. So I will set that aside to let it dry. Give my brush a clean. And we will move on to our second bauble, which was the holly leaves. And that is looking awesome. So I'm just going to set that one aside to dry, and I will grab the other half of it. And just repeating the process of going over everything. Just like that. And that is looking really good. So I'm going to set that aside to dry and grab my large brush because it's time to go over these ones. Now the red on this is looking good, but I do still want to give it a second coat before I do the background. Now that one is looking so good. I will sit that aside to dry, and I will grab this one and do the exact same thing. Alright, that is looking absolutely awesome as well. So I will sit that aside, and once they are dry, we will pop on the final coat and we are almost done. So I will be back shortly. Alright guys, so it has been a little while and the second layer should be dry. So I'm just going to do one more coat on each of them, and that should be about it, except for the backgrounds of the other two. So once again, just taking my small round brush to do the layers on the inside. And I think that is it for this layer on this one. I will set this aside and grab the other half, and we shall get started on doing the next coat on these. And what I'm actually thinking I might do, guys, is bring the gold up into the top on all of them. So I'm going to grab more gold and just paint the inside of these. So I've painted the inside of that bit gold on that one. I'm just going to grab the other one and do the same. There we go. So I will set that aside to dry, and we will move along to the next one. So grabbing our holly, and then grab my slightly bigger round brush, grab green, and just go over the holly leaves again. And now that we've decided to do the gold on the inside up here, just going to clean my brush one more time, grab some gold and paint the inside. There we go, that half is done. So now I'm just going to grab the other half. Since I've already got the gold on my brush, I will paint the inside of this gold first, like so. Grab some green and go over the leaves again. And while I've got that green brown on my brush, I am going to grab the other one and do it on that one as well because I forgot. Just like that. So now I'm going to set both of those aside. Give this brush a clean, and then I will move on to our third bauble. Grabbing my square brush and my bauble, just going to do one more coat of red on these, and then we will be able to move along to doing the entire background in white, just to really get that kind of candy cane vibe that I'm going for with this one. And I think I shall be putting some white on the back of all of them. So I will sit that one there, and while I've still got red, I will do this one. Then we will switch over to the gold to do the inside of the tops. Alright, I think the red in those is completely done now. I'm just going to clean my brush as always. Now I'm going to grab some of the gold and just do the inside of this. Just like that. I will sit these off to the side to dry, but before we take a little break, I am going to grab the ends and I'm going to do a layer of gold all along the inside of these. There we go, that is looking good. So now we will take another short break to let all these dry. Then we will be back to do some of the final finishing touches. Alright guys, so now they've had a chance to dry, it is time to put on the final touches for some of them. Hopefully the final layer I need to do. So I'm just going to grab these ones. Set this one here for now. And I am going to grab my flat square brush, and I'm going to grab white paint, and I'm just going to coat the entire inside. So that one's done. I will set that off to the side to start drying, and we will continue on this one. Alright, that looks good. So I'm just going to set both of those off to the side, grab some more white paint, and I will be back to continue. Alright, so I've grabbed some more paint and cleaned my brush a little bit. I'm going to grab our holly ones, and I'm once again just going to coat the back in white, just like this. Have a look at that. That is looking amazing. Alright, so I'm just going to clean up the edges with a tissue, and I will be back momentarily. Alright, so moving on to our third and final bauble. Grabbing some more whites, we are going to continue to cover the full back in white. Alright, that is looking awesome. Then I'm going to grab my bigger round brush, dip into the gold, and just go over all the gold on the tops that I need to. There we go, so these ones are done. I will set them back off to the side, and I will grab one of our others and just go over the gold on the tops as well. Alright, that one's done. Going to pop those back off to the side and grab these ones and do the same. Alright, those are done. Going to put those back off to the side as well. Then I'm going to grab our tops and go over the gold on them. Alright, so that is all the gold there done. I am now going to leave this for a good few hours to kind of start to dry and set, and I will come back in a few hours and check them, and I will record any more painting I need to do. Alright guys, that is it. We are finally done. Now all I need to do is just leave them to completely dry, and then you will be able to see what they look like when they're all put together. I can't wait to show you guys. Alright guys, so we are finally done making those Christmas baubles. It was so much fun to make a little DIY for the holiday season. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and hopefully it inspires you to do your own Christmas DIYs. Now, as always, if you have any DIY suggestions, please leave them in a comment down below, and I will do my best to make them happen. Now, I hope you all have a lovely, safe holiday season, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye!